What is shaking, guys? It is CJ from High Tide Lacrosse, and this is the answer portion of the last video that I made, which was asking you guys to ask me some questions, some amazing questions, and we're gonna answer them. Well, I'm gonna answer them. There's nobody else here except my lizard. In this video, I will be giving you all shout outs via the questions when I answer them. There were a lot of repeats asking the same question, so I will try to get everyone's names in that asked a similar question to that question when I give you a shout out. Clear? Did I clarify that? Good. First question is from the Lax channel. What is going through your mind when you get out onto the field before a game? And what is your favorite Lax head? Well, this is a great question. Before I go on the field, I am usually in a state of meditation. I don't really get pumped, blasting the music and just like getting all fired up. Usually my pregame consists of me usually just kind of sitting and going through and thinking about my job I need to do on the field, what I can improve on from the last game, kind of mentally preparing myself. And then during warm-ups, that's when I start to get the adrenaline rush and start to get pumped up. And my favorite Lax head, that's tough. That's a tough question. I really, my favorite lacrosse head. I got it. The Warrior Warp. Definitely. Hands down the Warrior Warp. That's a lie. I'm gonna go on a limb and say the Lakota. I think the Lakota might be my favorite head. I just like the way it strings. I like how you can string different pockets in it. No, I'm not Greggy from East Coast Dies, but I still like the Lakota. Favorite defense head? Gotta go with the 7-7, to be honest with you. I love that. Is spectacular head. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a defense head, for sure. Eric Woodard, is it like Squidward? Eric Woodard asked, what started your love for lacrosse? What stick did you start with? How old were you when you began? I started playing lacrosse the year before, well, I started learning lacrosse the year before I actually started my senior year of high school. So that was when I first started, was my senior year of high school. That was almost 4 years ago. My cousins picked up the game. Well, my one cousin did. My other cousin didn't want to, and he actually ended up being one of the best players on the team. And I just picked up a stick, and I started throwing around, and I found out that I really liked the way it felt, and I liked the physics involved. So I really stayed with it, and I practiced for a year, and then I joined the team my senior year, and I started on defense. So that was really great. I started, my first short pull was a Brine 70-75 shaft. I remember it. It was a complete stick with the Brine alias with like really poor factory soft mesh. That was my first head. I thought it was the best thing ever. When I started playing defense, I took that head, put it on an STX zirconium shaft. Boys and girls, go look up that shaft. That was a doozy. I still have it. It was heavy, but it was a brick. That shaft was so strong. But that was with Lax.com hard mesh. And I was 17 when I began. So that's all parts of that question. Yongmin Lee asked, what started you to make moon mesh? I wanted to make moon mesh because I always, even before lacrosse, I always want to kind of do things my own way. Like I see a product and I'm like, oh, I could make that or I could do that. So that kind of formulated out of that because I liked wax mesh the best. And I went through many trials, and I eventually did a whole slew of research, and I can't stress that enough. I did way more research than I probably needed to, and then I ended up with moon mesh, which is what I have now. CD Lax, a lot of people ask about my hair, and I'm flattered that you all think my hair is nice. Seriously. CD Lax asked, how did you get your hair so flowy? Chuck, ooh, I'm gonna butcher this, I'm sorry Chuck, Zhang, J-I-A-N-G, Chuck Zhang. What shampoo do I use? That California kid asked, would you ever cut off that lettuce off your head, or do you want that beautiful flow while in the game? I get my hair so flowy because natural talent. I mean, come on. No, that's not true. You just gotta take care of it. You gotta shampoo, gotta condition, you can't overheat it, so you gotta low heat, low power on the hair dryer. life tip right here about hair. Your hair will look the best the way you let it naturally just fall. I don't do anything to this. It just falls like this. It falls with the part in the middle, falls with the swooshes, falls with the flow. Your hair is gonna look best the way that it wants to go. So you just gotta let it fall as it will. And I use, shampoo question, I use Head and Shoulders or Tresemme. I'll also use Tresemme. And then condition, I usually use Aussie conditioner. It's real thick and rich and it does a good job. And no, I will never cut off my hair, because, you know, it's part of who I am. Drew Supra D asked, what drives you, not only in lacrosse, but in your everyday life? What drives me? I think since everything in my life is kind of related and it's all very similar, what kind of keeps me going. Bluegrass Lacrosse also asked a similar question. What inspires you to continue working hard with school, your business, and lacrosse in general every day? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The biggest thing that keeps me going is that, well, I wake up every morning and I'm alive. So then there's a reason that I'm meant to live another day. There's a reason I'm on this earth. And me getting up in the morning means that there's still work I have yet to do. So I just get up and I go about it, and when I get stressed out, especially with work and school especially, you just gotta say a prayer and just give it all to Jesus, because without him I would not be here. I would not be doing all the things I'm doing. So to answer your question, short answer, Jesus keeps me going. That's just the God's honest truth. Jesus is the one that keeps me going. No other answer except that. Just Jesus loves me. I have a purpose today. Why should I use your mesh instead of String King? It's okay. It's okay. Or Hero? What makes Moon Mesh special? Dominic. Oh, you guys, your names. Wow. Rehack? Dominic Rehack? Well, String King mesh is $30. If you want to spend $30 on a mesh, go for it. And I've said in a previous video, lacrosse is the ultimate game of customization and personalization. So if String King or Hero Mesh works for you, please, by no means, I'm not going to stop you. But what's nice about Moon Mesh is that not only has it been said that it performs at extremely high quality level, someone even compared it to East Coast Mesh, but it's also only $11. And that's what I'm really big about with High Tide Lacrosse, is making a quality product at an affordable cost, because people deserve to have a quality product and not have to shell out tons and tons of money to get a decent product. So that's really the biggest thing for me. Nopolax24 said, why did I start High Tide Lacrosse? Kind of said it before. You know, I thought I looked at mesh and I said, hey, I can do that. I got enough noggin. I got enough brains in this noggin to figure it out, and I did it. And I love the lacrosse culture. I love the community, and I like being involved in it. And it's fun, and it's fulfilling, and I like to communicate with you guys, and it's great. And I really love it. That California kid asked another question. What is a good way to dye mesh? Also, how can I find a good wax formula? I love Moon Mesh and use it on my optic. Best stick ever, I swear. It's perfect. But I just wanted to dye and wax for fun, so do you have a tip? Well, thank you for saying such a nice thing about Moon Mesh. That is much appreciated, and the feedback we get from you guys, the people that purchase the mesh, is what helps us continue to make a better product. So thank you so much, that California kid. Now, I've had a lot of people actually ask me about dyeing and waxing mesh, and I can't really give that much information about specifically what I use, because that would be blowing the secret. It's like the Krabby Patty formula. Like, if Mr. Krabs just gave it out, then Plankton could sell it, and then the Krusty Krab wouldn't be so special, right? Right. But I can tell you this. Do research. Don't be afraid to just sit one day and do research on whatever is entailed in wax mesh. Emphasis on the wax and emphasis on the mesh. Don't be afraid to do research, and also don't be afraid to take risks, experiment with different things, because through the experiment process, that's how you that is how you formulate the best product. And the root of it all is that you have to love your own product. If you wouldn't use your product and you don't like it and you don't think it's the greatest thing ever, there's no way you're going to be able to advertise for it and advocate for it because you don't believe in it yourself. You have to believe in what you make in order to get it out there and do it for fun. But to get about waxing and dyeing, do your research, and through that research you're going to gain a lot of knowledge, and you might have some realizations about things. So just do your research. Go and research those important things. Good question. Whoa. Sean Medeiros asked, are you the best looking one in the field? Probably not, but I am the only one that looks like Jesus, usually. Almost all the time. Caleb Walker asked, what is your favorite head dye and MLL player? Favorite head dye is probably just the classic 2-color fade marble. I think it's clean. I think it looks fresh. I'm really into neutral colors, so I love grays. Grays, black. I love grays and whites. Those are my black, white, and gray are my favorite colors to put on lacrosse heads or lacrosse gear because I think it's clean. It goes with everything. Favorite MLL player. Gonna sound cliche, but I really enjoy Paul Rabel. I love watching him play. But also Joe Fletcher, the way he plays the game, and as a defenseman, that's very influential. So I enjoy watching him play thoroughly. Justin McAdam asked, would you rather wrestle a pig in mud or play poker with a dog? Huh. Probably wrestle a pig in mud. I just think it would be fun. And you know, at the end of the day, you can eat a pig. It's bacon. And bacon's good.